name is Pickle Chikua.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lime Joint Podcast. I am your host, Hector, and I have a mic stand now. And with me are Swert.
Yo.
John. And a very special guest. Why don't you please introduce yourself, guest?
My name's Gabriel. I drink a lot and make 3D models.
Yeah, that's basically it. So, well,
oh my god. This fucking okay, no. So like back for a second. I just googled the cover of Ken Pender's comic.
You fool!
What the fuck?
Oh, you fool!
Wait,
like forget the artwork. Like just look at the lettering. It's blue lettering on a blue background.
It is a vaporwave album. It is great.
Can you send the image? And
yes. Oh my god.
Throw it in the pickle couch.
Yep. For the audience, before we started recording, we were talking about Rob Liefeld and his comics.
And Ken Pender's.
Oh yeah, and Ken Pender's.
Oh!
Mostly Ken Pender.
Ken Pender's for G2 comics.
Yeah.
Ow! My eyes hurt.
It's a vaporwave album. I love it.
It's not even low.
The blue letters are on the blue background, and the pink letters are on the pink background.
Look at the lips.
Oh yeah, the Lara Sue Chronicles. Oh, it even sounds like the Mary Sue Chronicles.
So funny story, that black dude on the right in the spacesuit is traced from, I can't remember which celebrity's Twitter page, but he just traced his fucking profile icon to get the face.
Which is why you're just calling him Trace.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
well,
he is...
I don't remember if it's Ken Pen. I don't remember what comic artist does this, but they just literally trace screenshots from porn.
Greg Land.
What?
Christian?
Yeah. No. It's like literally some character is fighting and they're screaming, and the screaming face is literally just traced from porn screenshots.
He just gets a bunch of like, what does that meme? Ahego or something like Ahego or something?
Ahego, but no, not even that. Just like straight up normal filmed porn, I guess.
Look, if you want to get the best facial expressions, it's porn.
I guess.
No, we're talking. This is actually a guy commissioned by like Marvel to do stuff for X-Men, Fantastic Four. Apparently, also worked for Birds of Prey. So that's DC.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, he literally drew, as Hector said, porn faces to literally just, and it's blatantly traced because you could trace it all the way back from like this panel to this panel to this panel, all being the exact same expression, even on the same page
too. Like not even just from porn. Like he traces the same thing for like 4 times. I found an example, and I'm gonna send it real soon.
He has like
just
this one picture on his desk, and that's...
I was about to say, anybody looking up this artwork, please say search maximum.
Yeah.
The worst.
Oh my god. This freaking other.
Yep.
This panel is like even worse.
Oh my god.
It's another cover. Like, look at this shit. This looks like a meme.
What does he have between his legs? Do I want to know?
Oh my
it
god.
appears to be.
It looks like a sock filled with rocks.
The chair has like another little thing coming up into it. What the fuck is happening?
This is very confusing.
No, you know what that fucking reminds me of?
Why?
You remember the Baw Bunny?
No? The Baw Bunny? What is that?
Oh my god. I'm gonna find this comic. It was this comic that was like, it was made by this furry with a diaper fetish.
Oh my god.
And the characters were animals that had a diaper fetish.
Oh my god, I know who you're talking. Oh no, I know who you're talking about.
Oh god.
So I'm not gonna lie, I've dated furries in the past, and I've been dragged to fur cons, and like there is stories to tell of commissions I have done, and I am not proud of that art. I have met these artists That's the worst.
And I want to welcome everybody back to a Bionicle podcast.
No, we need.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
this is all
God,
leading into
Greg Land.
this is all leading into G3. That's what this is all about.
Yes, G3 as directed by Greg Land and Kevin.
Oh my god, can you imagine that?
I'd buy it,
Bionicle
dude.
Beast Wars.
I would buy it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If
It would-
people complain about Stuart Sager's art, like, geez.
Oh wait,
Like,
no,
I
never
have no
mind.
problem with
I
Stuart
was
Sager.
wrong.
No.
The art in this comic is better than the Ken Penders.
Oh,
Oh,
oh no.
holy shit.
Look at
Oh,
Oh my god.
You can't expect me to put that up on the screen, oh my god.
just blur it a little.
This is the worst thing ever!
You think God hides in heaven for the things that He created?
No. Okay,
This is,
so I'm gonna
this is
cut
why
this
everybody
off.
goes to hell.
I'm gonna cut this off right here. Let's get back on topic. Oh my god.
No, no.
Oh my, should I read this out loud?
No.
No, just
Just
let
move
it happen. Let it exist.
Let it happen.
I'm just gonna read one line.
Oh no.
Nice underwear, little boy.
Oh my god. Congrats. This just in. Hector Figueroa arrested for pedophilia.
Oh
For
no.
furry pedophilia.
No. Well, anyway.
Double heresy.
Now that
getting
we're
to it.
all on some sort of government watch list,
Speaking of heresy, you make a lot of 3D models for
Yes.
Bionicle. So you
Isn't
want
it-
to tell us a little bit about those?
A lot of it was essentially I'd grab a part and get really upset the fact that I can't bend it, and I'll either
Mhm.
cut the part or I'll just take a bunch of measurements. And I use Fusion 360 for everything I do. And the only reason I use that is because way back when I was in the military, we used 123D design,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of where Autodesk moved their process. But from there, I'll usually sit there and test it on my 3D printers, and it's pretty much it. I'll misprint for hours and get angry and give up. That's the essential
Yeah.
process. There are
Yeah.
so many models and so many projects where I've been working on them, and I'm just like, you know what? I can't print it. Whatever. It doesn't exist. I can't.
Oh my god.
The
Yeah.
hands are the worst ones. I've been trying to get a good print of the hands I designed, but they're so
Mhm.
small that they snap every single time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's frustrating.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, Gabriel, right?
Whatever. You can call me whatever, man. You can call me
Yep.
Dick Jane.
Yeah, but Gabriel designed those really famous bootleg hands, as they're called, which I guess they don't work with 3D prints.
They're too small. You have up to, let's see, about 0.5 millimeter for strength, but after that, even then, you're pushing it between they start snapping.
Mm-hmm. And you sold those to a bootlegging company, and you can buy those models and get those hands on AliExpress, I think.
Yeah.
So, how exactly did you come in contact with them?
So I used to work for a company called Livingston International over here, and they're a customs broker. Their job is if you're from China, Japan, or Mexico and you're shipping something in, we have to okay it
Mhm.
for customs.
Mhm.
So it's not uncommon for me to see hundreds and hundreds of these bootleg toys. And I saw one coming in, I think it was like Joy Toys or Joy Town Toys. They
Mhm.
have like 30 different known proxies that they work out of because they get busted by customs. And I saw that they were sending construction toys Lego manufactured. I'm like, bullshit. Nobody in China is legitimately manufacturing for Lego. So I decided to call them up on it and talk to them about it. And they're like, oh yeah, well, these are homage toys. And their representative is telling me that they're homage toys and that they're they're for a museum collection, and they're just to show that. I'm like, bullshit.
Oh my
Why the
God.
hell would a museum want bootleg? And I'm assuming they did like straight up bootlegs.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're all the ones you see on AliExpress and stuff like that are the ones are the ones they're trying to ship in, and sometimes customs will try to bounce them, sometimes they won't. It depends on whether or not certain clients, like Lego or somebody, will put the squeeze, where they're just like, hey, we don't want these ones going through because they infringe upon our rights, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Did you message them back June 4th, Tiananmen Square massacre?
You want to explain that?
Because it's illegal to search that on the internet in China. So if they detect that that text exists on your computer, then you'll get your internet shut down.
That should have been my go-to response whenever they message me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. That is holistically great.
I think I heard it from a Fortune post.
Of course. I mean, they're the ones who are gonna keep like records of that shit.
Yeah.
But no.
But anyway, go on.
I contacted them because I, at the time, was working on the Mata torso, and I wanted to see if either I could get a manufacturing deal with them for super cheap or something like that and sell them some models. And they told us, yeah, we'll take whatever models and prototypes you're working on. Just don't tell anyone, and please sign this NDA that's totally not sketchy and is legally binding. Believe us, 100%.
Which is why you're talking about it in a podcast. Yeah.
It was probably it was basically a piece of paper I signed that says, don't tell nobody. Like, literally nothing else. And I signed it. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I won't tell anybody, I promise. And I told everybody when I learned I wasn't bound by anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to send the China police after me, or the bootleg police.
You don't know that.
Oh my god.
They're gonna bust into your house because we mentioned June 4th, Tiananmen Square on this podcast right now.
They're gonna bust in. They're gonna handcuff me with bootleg handcuffs that are just gonna break. And they're like, look, this happens all the time. Can you please just come with us? Look, don't make this difficult for
Shoot
us.
you with bootleg guns.
It's just a Nerf gun.
Just some 3D printed.
It's not even. Yeah, it's not even like proper Nerf darts. They're bootleg darts that just disintegrate on contact.
Oh no, that it only fires like half the range, and then it just kind of drops.
The gun just disintegrates into dust.
It's like stop. We can only threaten you.
Look, this is just for intimidation, please.
Like, pretend you're intimidated, please.
We're bootleg police ourselves.
They won't let us quit the job.
How do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow kids? Lego here.
Oh god, but yeah, I've heard that from those bootleg toys, a bunch of people have bought them literally just for the hands. Kevin from Red Star Games, for his mock of the character that he's going to be playing on the campaign Shadow of the Colosseum. Look out for that.
Nice.
Shill. But he bought one of the sets, I don't remember which one, just for the hands, and he said, yep, all of the parts are absolute trash except for the hands.
It's because it's the only one I actually spent time like getting measurements and designing, and like, this should theoretically work. It's perfect. It's perfect. And then later on, everybody's like, why'd you put the ball? Because I don't know, I liked it. Like, it would have been better with a socket. And like, that's the main question I get every day. Why didn't you put the socket? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, because it fucking felt like
I don't know,
it.
because if you're spending all that money for a bootleg, you'd rather have something that doesn't break.
Right. Oh, true. That's actually...
Think about it, because the ball is less likely to break than the socket. The socket is always the first thing to fail.
Yeah. It gets loose and then it snaps for no reason. Like, you just pick it up and it cracks. Mm-hmm. It's over.
Yeah. And a
I
ball...
would rather have a ball there instead, because especially it also introduces other ways to mock it, especially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. I did it because I liked the Metru part, the one we got there originally for the shoulders, where it's the two sockets.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love that for my mocks, and I would use that for everything. And I was like, this is the coolest piece in the universe. Everybody should do this. But it interrupts the way and the flow of how CCBS is designed, where it's supposed to be when a ball starts, anything that comes off it should end in a ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, they do have that one piece that is the equivalent of that, but with a ball joint in the middle, which I really like.
Yeah.
I wish I had more of those pieces.
Yeah, I've been collecting quite a bit of their parts.
And also, I was thinking about it, and if the ball like wears down, all you have to do is apply some nail polish, and you're golden. And you know, speaking of like ball and socket bootlegs, I was looking at some toys earlier, and I saw these like they're called like Dragon Ball like Super Snap Heroes,
I saw
something
those.
like that. They're like super chibi, like Dragon Ball Super figurines. There's
It's
like
almost
6
like a
of them.
CCB. It's almost like a CCBS Funko, right?
That's what I thought it was. I thought
It's-
the torso was like a standard CCBS character one.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you look at those, you look at the joints, and you look at the balls, and they're literally like 1-for-1, an exact copy of the CCBS ball and joint and socket joints.
Right down to the
So-
little holes they drill in them. It's
It is kind of uncanny. So at that point, can we theorize that these actually would fit in CCBS?
If I can
I hope
find one,
so.
I'll buy one, and
They
I'll
would
take
most
So what you're
likely-
saying is you take the Goku torso and you like give it really long ass fucking CCBS arms.
Oh my God.
Well, they're on Big Bad
I
Toy
will
Store.
save the future.
They're in Big Bad Toy Store for like $14. So if anyone wants to try that out, you should do that. But yeah,
I mean, maybe for 10, I might have done it.
yeah, you know how Dragon Ball shit is.
But yeah,
I know.
ever since I stole Joytown Toys, because I sold them the hands, I sold them a bunch of measurement pieces, which is a ball, a socket. I sold them what should be an axle measurement, which I knew was off when I finished it, which is probably why all of their axles are garbage. That might be my fault.
You're single-handedly responsible for that.
The hands were the only one I spent all my time into, and the rest is like, yeah, that looks right. Yeah, that looks right. I eyeballed it in a 3D program from orthographic perspective. It looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because you upped the quality, but then you also lowered it, so it all balances out.
You gotta lose karma to gain it.
Yeah, you're neutral in the universe's eyes.
Oh man, I think I'm like in the universe in the end of his chaotic evil, because anytime I do something like really nice for people, they're like, oh, it's really great, and they're like, yeah, but it's kind of shit. I'm like, you're shit. Nobody can have it. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep. Goodbye.
Big
Yeah.
mood.
Basically. I don't know.
Yeah, people get really mad at you on mask postings. They don't like your designs for this one little reason or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, look, it's just a concept right now. I just wanted to kind of talk about it. Like, no, it's terrible. This is what you're going to do. Everybody, let's get Brian to do it. I'm like, fine, fucking Brian can do it.
Yeah.
I think that's why nobody likes me, is because I don't appeal to anybody. I don't, like, post memes every day.
Yeah, you're doing your own thing to like, you're doing something that you would like.
Exactly.
Personally.
At the
And
end
that's
of the
not
day,
to say that's not to say anything bad about Brian, but
no.
Brian is out there like doing people's designs as 3D models and stuff like that. So I
Well,
can see why
Brian's
he has
out
more
there
appeal.
stealing people's Roxy designs.
Oh my
Let's not get into that.
Let's not go to that.
No, okay, so just real quick, I do have some personal thing into that, and it really hurts me because I trained the guy who was against Brian, who was like claiming that he stole all the design. I'm the one who taught him how to use both Blender and Fusion 360. I felt so shitty because I was like, yeah, Brian's terrible. Wow, Brian's such a thief. And then I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No, this is my
Yeah.
fault. This is everything.
So is that how? So that's the sort of thing that you do for the parts. But like, what I would ask is like, how do you get like the measurements that you need?
I have a pair of calipers, which are essentially, they kind of
Yeah.
look like an adjustable wrench.
That's what I
And
figured.
I sit there and I take 5 measurements, and they're all different every single time. And by the third one, I just round up and pretend it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lego goes with like tenth of it with a tenth in no, not tenth,
No,
hundredth of an inch tolerance.
The worst thing about it is when I found out the CCBS ones aren't perfect circles. So usually I've been using 10.6
Really?
centimeters for the radius, but the side that has the little hole sticking out of it is thicker than the side that does not.
Oh.
Huh.
And
That is interesting.
It's so that when it's rotating at certain angles, it'll still hold more strength.
Oh.
All right.
That's smart. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's so that the way it's
These
built
Lego
is,
engineers.
Yeah, it's built so that a character can have it as an elbow, and so the area that has the hole sticking out will be where the elbow joint is essentially, and hold it a lot stronger. It's holding a lot tighter. That way, when the kids are doing something else, whatever, they break it, they can't have it. Nobody can have nice things.
Yeah. Which is like the whole reason CCBS is a thing. Like A, to have stronger quality pieces, and B, to have it like fit in more with system, just kind of make a construction version of Lego system.
Yeah, it was literally to make the Lego brick of their Technic system. It was to make the most standard thing. Because when you think about Bionicle, Technic, and their system, it was very non-standard. There were literally new parts with every wave.
What do you mean it's not standard? Haven't you seen 2006 through 2009? Everything was a build.
I don't want to talk about that.
To be fair, yeah, 2006 was the last time we got a new limb piece, so yeah.
I don't know why everybody loves the Anika build so much. It frustrates me.
It's okay.
I've noticed more people hate it than like it.
Well, because now it's cool to hate it, because everyone hates it and then became a meme to hate it, so now we hate it.
Yeah, everyone's like out here, just, my gear functions, but yeah, you can't post it, head ass.
Head ass. I love that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's why a lot of people again suck the telemetry stick, because it's like the perfect blend of postability and gear functions. But then 2015 came out and is absolutely perfect.
There was nothing wrong with G2. Like, yeah, the story was lacking, the art was a bit weird, but what people don't understand is even Lego was like, this is a risky gamble and we're not going to risk it. We're going to just do the safest bare minimum possible. If it fails, fuck it. Because I don't think they have much faith in construction after Bionicle. I really don't.
Construction is dead, my guy.
Yeah.
Fucking Velociraptor hype.
Yeah, didn't they cancel the Star Wars ones or something like that?
Still a rumor. But
it's still a rumor. No confirmation there. However, that is something that I have talked about with Lego directly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was invited along with a few other various website groups across the country here to Lego headquarters back in September.
Are you allowed to like be talking about this?
Oh yeah, no. The only thing I signed an NDA
He's
for,
talked about it before.
Yeah, I've signed only one NDA, and I'm not going to tell you what it's for at all.
It's the NDA was for the NDA. It's an NDA. He can't tell you about the NDA.
I can tell you I signed an NDA. I don't care about that. But no, what I'm about to talk about was not covered in the NDA. Okay.
Okay.
So specifically, we did our presentation introducing ourselves to the marketing team, and then my ambassador Doric, Aiden, whatever you want to call him, he sat down and immediately got pulled over by Kevin Hinkle, who was still working at the time. Got pulled over and it's like, hey, these guys want to talk to you. They're in charge of the, CCBS Star Wars division.
Oh.
Okay. So, they actually said Construction Line because, again, construction was still the theme internally. So he walked outside the hall with them, and they started asking the questions along the lines of, so we want to know how you think we should improve sales of Star Wars CCBS. And his only answer was, here's your problem. You're trying to sell like characters that already exist. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, not for a construction toy. Certainly not.
No. And more to the point, then he suggested you need to introduce characters of original like statue. Like, if you're going to introduce Star Wars, you can't do that because Star Wars is already recognized as a character. You can't turn around and use like Rey's head to make a new character.
Yeah,
It's always going to look like Rey,
Who wants a Kylo Ren as on a bonk body?
right?
I mean,
The only and more to the point, stormtroopers, they're always going to be stormtroopers. You can make variations of stormtroopers, but now you're just making variations of stormtroopers, and you can just sell the parts with a stormtrooper pack.
yeah.
Or maybe make the heads more customizable, or at least accept helmet in some capacity.
Exactly.
Or maybe make it
have
so that like literally every single stormtrooper doesn't just use the exact same fucking set of 100 white shells.
Exactly. Anyway, and then here was their response to that. So what if we made them Freemaker characters?
What the fuck is Freemaker?
Exactly. Freemaker is this Lego Star Wars show that is completely original characters.
But they're all minifigures.
Yep.
Oh my.
So there's
God.
no bloody reason to do Freemaker characters because they're already Lego characters.
And they're minifigures. How would you even translate that to construction unless it looked like those
Unless you
bootleg Ninjago construction figures?
or if you did the Giant Man 3X builds. You know,
Oh
the big,
yeah, the
the
big,
big
figure.
figs.
Yeah.
Those are weird.
Hey, you know what? I love that design.
I think I liked the
I
design.
actually bought the airport set just for that Giant Man.
Throw the
no
whole
joke.
thing in the trash.
Oh, you. Oh, okay. No, I thought you meant the big figs, like the Hulk. But no, I love those big figures.
No, I hate Hulk Big Fig because it's literally 5 pieces total.
It's the
Yeah.
rock golem from the old Rock Raider sets back in 2000s. Or
Except
Yeah,
if
but
you
the
count
difference
two
is the
pins.
rock golem was a part of the set, so it wasn't just a set.
Exactly.
Mhm.
More to the point, there is no customization involved other than you can switch out the arms. Yay. Woo!
Mhm.
And you could put a giant glove on the Thanos that you buy in that set for what? How much is that set now? $80? No, $70.
Oh
I
my
think.
god.
What was that set? It's the new
It's
Moana.
way too much.
Yeah.
They just don't want to tell you that in the end it's all secretly Galador.
Oh man,
Galador G2.
hype.
I can't believe that. Galador was the best.
Yeah,
But
shout
yeah.
out to Nick Voss and Tooth Dominoes on Twitter. They're Lego designers who made up this little like construction Nick Bluetooth, and it's amazing.
It is actually pretty well designed. Yeah, what they did is they sculpted the Nick
Mhm.
Bluetooth head off of like I don't know what their base was. I don't remember.
Their base
But
was CCBS Luke.
But yeah, they sculpted up the hair and painted over it and made it look like an authentic CCBS head. And then what they did is they did a couple of paint jobs and some decal printing to make like the actual Nick shirt and all that stuff. And they paint, I think they had to repaint a few things to make it the right color, or they just found the right shell colors. Actually, no. Nick's pants would have been the same color as Rey's shell from the first Rey, so that's probably where they got that. Anyway, but then they touched it up in Photoshop to clean up the decals that didn't print very well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, bam! That got posted online, and they're like, "Hey, coming soon.
Yeah.
G2 confirmed."
They got to be careful with that because if enough, autistic members get on that, it's going to be a thing.
It was posted on April 1st.
Oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Believe me, I've
I
seen
know,
April
I know.
Fool's joke go horribly wrong.
Well, a lot of people
were
like
like
Lego's
Mari's
prank,
cult
that's for
posting.
sure.
People were legitimately like, "Holy shit, this actually looks pretty good."
Yeah.
I
the
love their
sad part.
freaking captions on the images. Like, what does it mean to GLINCH? It's
Oh,
like, holy
God.
shit.
Like, why is his arm turning into a plane?
I remember when I was younger, even I asked that same question. Was like, glitch to transform. Like, what?
Rip your arm off and put another one on.
Go up to that guy, take his arm, take his head, become him, go to his wife.
Oh my god. But
That's what I always wondered. If a creature can change a limb or body part into something else, what stops it from just becoming someone else? That's scary. He's literally the devil. He can do the worst to somebody.
dude, I have no idea.
The devil.
Terrifying.
Wait, when did we start talking about Greg?
Don't even get me started on that shit. I have a huge hate for Greg Varsity.
Oh, please
Oh,
tell
man.
us.
Oh
Please
yeah,
do.
explain this.
Oh my god. So when I was little, I was kind of into the Bionicle scene. I was the Bionicle kid, like the one who was rocking the fucking shoes, the backpack. I had all
Yup.
the merch.
Oh, you were the cool kid.
And like kids would be like, so what's this? Like, this is Tahu Nuva. He actually transformed after getting dipped in energized prototype. Like, all right, kid, no, never mind. Please never speak to me.
Right.
I was that guy, and when I had
And
heard,
then the Roxy are here, and they're here to take over. And
it's too real because it's
Yeah.
me. But I was
Yeah.
super excited about it. And then when Metro Nui came out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in the past, but it's in the future, but it's in the past." Just ignore the whole Mystic Island magic and power we were building up before. Now we're in the future past, and I got really confused and upset. And then I learned the thing with Christian Faber and how his original design was more along the mystic, and that's where I like it. Is more of like there's mystery in a more arcane sense. There's almost like an unknown level that doesn't involve cars, if you get what I mean. Like, yeah, they're robots on
Cars?
an island, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I was never a fan of anything past Metro Nui. I got super embittered, and I hated that, like, it went from this mystical island that nobody understood to, well, it's just a giant fucking robot. Like, yeah, I know that was the original idea, but I feel Christian Faber has an issue to ham-fist his ideas and will just do that terribly. Everything just becomes one-dimensional in its own way. A lot of the villains are villains because they're villains. They don't have any story, reason, or mystery behind them. It's like, oh, he just woke up and decided he wanted to be evil. But being evil's part of his destiny, so he was supposed to be evil. What?
Wait,
I thought you were talking about.
Farshti?
I thought you were talking about Farshti here. We were talking
Yeah.
about Faber here.
I'm talking about both. I'm just ranting. I get really upset with the lore.
you know,
Understandable.
the lore.
Yeah.
This is something I may comment to.
I mean,
not
like the
necessarily-
lore was doomed from the start because it was made to fit the sets, not the other way around.
No, yeah, it's Transformers all
That's the funny. That's the funny thing. Actually, what you're seeing at the end of the lore of 2008, that was all planned from the very beginning, based
No,
on the
yeah.
prototype images we have.
Believe me, I understood what they had in mind, and I do fully believe that maybe they had thought a lot through. I just feel that Christian Faber's style doesn't really do well, because that's when Ninjago came out, and it's also written by Chris Farley.
No.
Greg
You mean
Farley.
Greg Farshti.
Oh my God, I'm
Greg
Chris
Farley.
Farley. I'm thinking of Chris Farley.
I was confused about
Chris
this
Farley
as well.
was written by Ken Penders.
God, it's getting worse.
I was confused about this too, and I asked some of the TTV guys because they're the only ones I know that are into Ninjago, and they said that Chris. Fuck.
Now you're
God
getting
damn,
it.
You're on it too.
What's his name? Greg Farshti. He was
Greg
only involved. He was only involved in writing the first couple of graphic novels. That's it.
He never officially moved over to Ninjago.
Mhm.
All the
Ninjago
way.
is the G2. Everybody was like, I know everybody gets super pissy.
Tread carefully on that subject.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm going to be really stupid. I thoroughly believe where TTV and everybody has been very much about, we need to move to a new generation that's minifigures. That's Ninjago. Ninjago has all the elements there. It's just Chinese.
Yeah, like the TTV people, that's what they literally say. They say that Ninjago is like the Bionicle, but more for kids. Like the lore is there, but it's just a little more simplified and just yeah.
Then
I
maybe
mean,
they should be.
And
really,
also a lot of
Ninjago.
retcons. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really agree with that. I agree with that insofar as like it has the it has the different characters that have the elemental motifs,
Mhm.
and and also in the fact that it's going on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
But like
Well,
outside that, like there aren't a whole lot of similarities. Like the spirit is entirely different. Like
Mhm.
there was no point in Bionicle where you had to deal with the main character being the main villain's son. Like that wasn't an. They never even
That-
thought to do that kind of an arc in this.
You mean like
original- in Bionicle?
Shadow Takanuva and all that crap?
Well,
Well,
Shadow,
that's-
Shadow
universes?
Takanuva was a
Okay.
meme.
Shadow Takanuva technically doesn't count in the same way because Takanuva, for the most part, never became the main character again. Lloyd, on the other hand, has not only become the main character, but he's been shoved down the throat so hard as the main character that literally, why do they even bother with the other ninjas anymore?
Yeah,
They
he's the
shoved him
only
down-
character.
Yeah, they shoved it down our throats so fucking bad. Didn't they like age him up too after a while? Like
Well, he used to be a lot. Yeah, he used to be the short.
I know he used to be
kind of
8 years
kind of
old.
like a kid. Yeah, he's like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what my dad wanted, and it's like,
Like your dad is evil.
your dad is evil, and now you're a ninja. Oh, great, I'm a ninja, and I'm now 15.
Your
my
dad is
God.
evil, Anakin.
Anakin, stop panicking! Pat,
Wow.
make it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not really interested in watching or reading Ninjago, especially after I've heard that there are so many retcons.
I just
But,
wanted the
I mean,
parts.
The whole
Yeah.
movie was a complete retcon too. That's the worst of it.
At least the sets are good.
I
But the
wanted to
sets are
buy.
great. Yeah.
I wanted to buy the white and gold dragon, if only because at the time I was playing
Mhm.
Warframe, and I got what is it, Wyvern Prime? That's also like the little Chinese dragon style.
Are you referring to Sensei Wu's Master Wu, whatever they call him?
Yeah.
The
Big
one with the
white-
mustache.
White and
It's
gold
Sensei
dragon.
Wu in the real canon. It's Master Wu in the dumbass movie.
Yeah,
See,
that,
I don't know nothing about Ninjago. I just
Yeah.
watched the sets with confusion.
All
Sure,
I
so-
know about Ninjago is from what my friend, who's like a fanatic, has told me.
Mhm.
But like everything I've heard from it is like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But also, I only have room for one dying toy line to be a fan of the 20-year-old.
Hey, Ninjago isn't dying.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna,
Nin-
it's gonna, because it already has a Cartoon Network show. So
Mhm.
once you're there, that you have a Cartoon Network show, you're
Mhm.
not going away, not for a
They-
while.
They've got to kill it
Hey,
eventually.
Gabriel, I
Yeah.
linked what I think you might have been talking about. Is this the one?
I believe so.
Yeah.
They've got to kill Ninjago eventually. Like it's
Eventually.
they're
Yeah.
getting close to 10 years now,
Well, that's the
Yeah.
funny thing.
aren't they?
They
Yep.
did kill Ninjago. They killed it at least once already and brought in
Mhm.
the Legends of Chima. People revolted and they said, "Oh, never mind. We're actually going to bring Ninjago back in 1 year, folks." And I think they mad scrambled at
Yeah.
that moment to put out something,
Well, that's because they replaced Ninjago with Chima, and Chima was dog shit.
right?
I actually collected the master build sets from Amazon just for the parts. The parts are really, really nice.
Hmm. Oh yeah, you mean the Chima CCBS sets?
Yeah, aren't they called master
Yeah.
build sets? Am I crazy?
Ultra build.
Ultra build.
Ultra
That's
build.
what they called. Yeah.
They're really good pieces, yeah.
Oh yeah, great pieces, and actually some of them are compatible to other things we're putting out today now.
Yeah,
Like,
fucking
I-
CCBS Harambe.
No, I saw, what was it? I don't remember what was recently posted. But I think they said like the new Lego L's Dragons jaws are like compatible with the Chima heads or something. I'd have to look that up again. Somebody posted it.
By the way,
Mhm.
Swert, I'm an idiot. This is the one I was talking about. I guess I must have seen.
Oh yeah,
seen
yeah.
them.
The
Oh,
sand, that is a really
Yo,
nice.
I
love
want
it.
that set.
I really
Right.
wanted to.
The
Yeah,
reason I brought up
oh,
the
God.
white and gold one though is actually we were just talking about Nick Voss earlier. He's the one that designed that dragon, the first dragon. that I linked.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, And
Wow.
that was his first official Lego set as a Lego designer.
By the way,
Oh, nice.
I just want to state this now because one day will happen, and I hate this man. I worked at Legoland, and one of the master builders there, David Howard,
Oh
got
my
a job
God.
at Lego as one of their set designers. I hate that man. He is so up his own ass with his designs that
I
I would
believe it.
sabotage him. That's what got me fired from that job is I hate that man.
So
do you
you
do?
used to work at Legoland, but you no longer work there because you basically got
It's-
fired.
Well, it was a combination of got fired and quit at the same time. I was planning on quitting, and on the last day, they're like, "Gabe, you're fired." I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm doing my 2 weeks. I already quit." Like, "Yeah, but you're fired. We've put you on the do not hire list." I'm like, "Fuck you guys. Can't
Right.
stop me."
So
Wait, but
may I ask
why?
why you wanted
What
to
did you
quit?
do?
Okay, so David Howard had his little. Basically, anyone who wanted to be a master builder had to study under him and also try to be master builders by following in his beauty footsteps. And this man is so overconfident in his power of able to build anything in Lego that he would deem anyone else's creations so inferior that if you're like, "Hey, for the exhibit, would this be cool?" He's like, "No." He'll tear it apart and then he'll rebuild it in his image. And he's like, "This is what true art is. This is what needs to be." It's like, fuck you, dude. So anytime
my
he would
God.
do that, me and the rest of the team who were on the kind of cleanup crew who'd take care of the sets, who would make sure that they're built the way he wants and set up, we would have to place them out there. And anytime I knew that it was David Howard doing that shit, I would immediately tear it apart and try to build it back to how they originally had it. I hated that man so much. And I know one day it's going to happen in the group where somebody's be like, "Oh yeah, this is the new build by Lego. David Howard's the designer." And I'm going to just die.
Wait, so no set designed by him has been released yet?
I don't know. I bet you,
I will check Brickset for you.
Okay.
but I,
Because that
I
is really interesting. And also on the subject of Lego designers and Nick Voss, I know he follows us on Twitter, so on the off chance that you are listening, Nick, you're awesome.
Hi
But
Nick,
yeah.
I don't know you. Hi.
Follow him on
actually-
Twitter.
So I met Nick the very first time at a BrickCon in Seattle. He flew all the way from New Zealand just to go to BrickCon and then also to go fly over to I think at that moment he was also flying to Denmark just to audition for the job,
Nice.
which
How do you-
obviously he got.
How do you audition for a master builder? Do they just give you a bunch of parts and like, all right, you got 60 seconds to build a masterpiece?
Essentially, they did go through some rigorous training to see, hey, are you capable of building something for us?
Yeah.
You're like, what can you bring to the table? And essentially, yes, they gave him that training, and they also said, okay, do us a favor and see what you can do with this. Now, I myself, I know I could be a master designer. I'm
That'd be-
capable of it with my 7 years of experience being a designer of Lego stuff. Yeah, you didn't know about that part. I actually also worked a Lego job, just not for
That-
Lego.
Just not. Well, Legoland, contrary to what everyone believes, is not owned
Oh,
by Lego.
I know what you did over there. I'm sure I know what you did over there.
The company is not owned by Lego either.
Nope, you were a Merlin.
Merlin Entertainment, baby.
Yep.
I got that so much where they're like, does Lego know you guys are doing this? Like, no, fuck Lego.
It's like I'm
Lego's-
willing to bet. I sent a link earlier and I wanted to talk about it. You probably saw what I did to a mock because I was actually making a Christmas gift for a guy. He was going to give it to his son, and it was like this truck, and somebody had glued up these panels for me
Oh,
because
no.
I didn't have a chance to. No. I wanted him to glue it for me because I was going to put a decal over it and I didn't want it
Mm.
breaking up on me.
Okay.
But he didn't give me enough room to put the door in, so I had to cut out the plates that he put in
No.
just a notch.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun
Oh
day.
God.
Don't worry, I then proceeded to glue the whole thing together so nobody can break it open and look at it.
Don't worry, I can see the image right below the furry comic. It clashes nicely.
I proceeded to hide what I did very well. Nobody knows what I did. Nobody will ever know what I did. I don't even know where the truck is now. For all I know, it could be in the garbage.
Yeah, no
I
one will
hope
ever
not,
know
'cause
what
I-
you did, except for like the 100 people that listen to this.
Yeah, well, they're never going to see this model ever because, again, it could be in the garbage for all I know. It's probably not. Doesn't
Somebody's
matter.
going to start searching.
It doesn't matter. I already got money for it. I don't care.
I'm putting $100 bounty on that set. I want it.
Oh god.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
probably cost you less to just tell Swert to build another one.
Oh, probably. I still
need-
have all the instructions for it and everything.
I need you to fuck it up like you did last time, please.
Oh, absolutely. No, you know what the worst part is? Hey, that's the second wall I had to get glued.
Oh my.
So the guy that actually glued it for me, he was my former boss, and I always do some work for him anyway. In fact, I got to go work tomorrow for him because he's currently in a boot on his leg because he screwed up his ankle, and he's like, "So we need to move some stuff out of the old studio and move it to another location." I'm like, "Cool." And the guy that I wanted to do it is gone because he just said, "I'm going to ditch you," because he's going to go back east. And I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be fun."
Clap.
Yeah. So can I come pick you up and then drive you down there and so you can help me by moving this stuff? I'm like, so by moving it, you want me to load up the yellow wagon you've got with a flat tire? Yep. And you want me to haul it all the way down the hall? Yep. And then you just hobble along behind me? Yep. And we unload it into the room that we have? Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. And how long am I going to be doing this for? About 2 hours.
Nice.
What time you want me ready? Because at this
Oh
point,
my
money's
God.
money. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Dude, I would do that.
And then, of
Money.
course, I also then have to do an event for him over on JBLM soon, so that'll be fun. For the
Mhm.
non-Washingtonians, that's the Joint Base Lewis McChord, which used to be Fort Lewis and McChord Air Force Base separately. They decided to put a bridge in between them and call it a whole unit.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Save money somehow.
For 90% of the world, that is.
For the rest of the world, that's basically all of our military secrets, all condensed down into
Shit.
paperwork.
Totally
Oh my
don't bomb
God.
that. Please don't ever
No,
do
no,
that.
please don't bomb that. Only because I'm still literally in the firing distance of any bomb you put in.
So you're still in Washington, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Would you like to know a fun fact I learned in Oklahoma?
Oh, I'm listening.
Oh my god.
Moses, or not Moses, Washington State has the highest concentration of diaper furs in all of
Oh.
America.
That
That was
was
a-
surprise for that.
Wow, no wonder Washington has this highest suicide rate in the country.
No, that's just because of Aberdeen.
oh no.
No wonder Lucas Warner lives in Washington.
Oh no. Chris Chan moved to Washington too, if I remember correctly.
No,
Shit, I'm
no.
moving.
Chris has always been in Virginia and has never ever left Virginia. Only one time, Chris drove over to Ohio
Oh my god.
because someone said, "I am your internet girlfriend and I have been kidnapped. Go to this
Oh,
location in Ohio and rescue me."
I feel really bad
And
I
he just
took
flat
part.
out fucking disappeared. He didn't even tell anyone.
I
Yeah.
feel really bad that I was on 4chan during those days and making my own phone calls and being a total piece of shit to Chris.
Oh no.
You know what? Chris was a total piece of shit too back then.
Well, I mean, the problem with the dude, and it sucks because he's a prime example, is the more attention you give him, he thrives off it. Even though he doesn't,
Mhm.
positively thrive off it, he needs it. Because the moment we stop paying attention to him, he's going to search right for it again. He does it
Mhm.
every time that people were like, oh, you're not popular to make fun of. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to do something really stupid. Everybody hold my beer.
I mean,
Everybody looks for him.
from 2011 up until he got arrested for the GameStop incident, like he wasn't doing anything really other than complaining on Facebook groups about Sonic's arms.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Nowadays, Chris has been kind of active.
Oh, no.
Apparently Chris is in a polyamorous relationship.
Oh my god.
I'm going to check
'Cause-
Encyclopedia Dramatica. They'll tell me what's going on.
Just check.
God
Chris's
knows they're better
Facebook.
at it's the live update on Chris Chan's life.
They do that crap. It's great.
I
mean,
know. That's like the
if you're
only
gonna-
reason to still go on it.
If you're gonna use an encyclopedia, just use sonichu.com. But yeah,
The
if
quick
you check,
Chan.
yeah, if you quick, oh my god, if you check Chris Chan's Twitter,
That's all, folks.
I'm banned from his Twitter. I've been banned.
but yeah, Chris posted, I am my sweetheart search is over, and someone was like, is it someone you know in real life? And Chris said, yep, all three of us are very happy.
Bullshit. That's no.
Well, time will tell, I guess. But
Right.
anyway,
So,
back to
I
my
want to
article.
follow up. Right. I want to actually follow up. I am not seeing any sets currently designed by David Howard, at least not a list made by him.
Thank
Mhm.
God.
Side note, I am seeing a set list of sets designed by Carl Merriman, who is actually a pretty decent guy from what I've seen.
Cool.
Yeah. He did pretty much all of the Minecraft sets you see on the market. At least of the
Hey,
of the
those are pretty good.
2016.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The Minecraft thing was ingenious, but at the same time, I didn't get it. Maybe that's
Mhm.
because like I can't say I don't get Minecraft. I understand the appeal.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't get it in Lego form. That was
Mhm.
very strange to me.
Absolutely.
What
He
I
was
don't like is
also-
the minifigures. I think they suck.
Apparently, there was also he worked with Apollo 5, Saturn 5. Like
Nice.
collaboration between two designers to knock that bad boy out. I
Mhm.
really do like that set. I actually
Who says Lego isn't rocket science?
hey now.
You're
I'm
awesome.
very fortunate. I was able to pre-order that literally the day it came out, and I'm like, mine. I do
Yeah.
not care. I want that set, and I bought it.
I'm
That
looking
sold
at-
out really quickly.
Yeah, I think it took me about 4 hours to build all of it with
Mhm.
my sister. So
Of all the Lego models, I think the only one I have legit hate for is the architect set for the Chicago skyline.
Yeah.
okay, I can see where you're going with that one.
Because
Um,
selling that is bullshit. I was working at Legoland when that dropped, and they were like, "Oh yeah, check your local Legoland," and they didn't ship. They didn't give us a shipment. They sent it downtown,
Oh,
and so we had piles of people. Like the line was out the
Oh.
door demanding, and we're like, "We don't have it. We don't have it." No, I know you have it. You're just keeping it from them. Like, no, we don't have it. We don't have it. And
Oh my
like,
god.
there was a legitimate brawl for people just getting mad and trying to
Holy
get it from.
shit.
And we finally
So-
did get a shipment, and we handled it by reservations, and that was
you know, so I have to ask you this: do people ask for the Sears Tower or for the Willis Tower set?
Sears.
Yeah, they always say Sears, don't they?
It's always the Sears Tower.
Right.
Mhm.
I actually had to build a larger Sears Tower, Willis Tower, whatever you want to call it. It was Sears at the time we built it. It became Willis when I had to copy build it. How's that? If that makes any sense to you.
Oh, Chicago, please go away. I wish to be
Right.
out of you.
Oh baby.
Oh,
I will
God.
say I was very fortunate when I picked up the Space Needle set for like dirt cheap. I think I paid.
Oh yeah,
15
you're
bucks
you're
for
in Washington. That's your kryptonite.
it. Dude. That and of all the things, like, what was the other major one that people wanted always from us?
It's probably
was
the
another
Ferris
thing.
wheel.
Oh, Ferris wheel's nothing. I mean, again, I wasn't in a retail store or anything. I worked in an independent Lego studio working on building models. So actually the biggest thing is everybody keeps asking about like Seahawks stuff.
Mm.
Hey, do you have a Seahawks 12 band flag? Hey, do you have a Seahawks logo? I'm like, I could build you one.
Hey, the
Oh, I just
Seahawks
wanted to
lost again. Can I have a flag they lost again, please? All right.
Like,
So it's about to get real mad.
oh,
I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I am a huge Seahawks fan. I'm also a Sounders. Thank you.
I'm sorry again.
Hey, I'm more upset with the Sounders than you think.
Oh, I made the huge mistake of wearing a Green Bay Packers shirt in a Seahawks bar because I didn't know anything about sports.
Oh my god!
At the time, I was a stupid kid. It has the big green G. I was like, my favorite color is green, and it has a big G for Gabe. I'm gonna walk into this bar.
Oh my god!
I'm surprised you survived that encounter.
Wait a second. How are you talking on this show right now? Aren't you a ghost?
I am. People don't realize.
That's almost, but not quite as bad as walking in with a 49ers jersey.
Oh no.
No, you know what? 49ers jersey probably would get you pity looks rather than beat up.
Oh.
No, that would be.
You walk in with a 49ers jersey, like, oh, he's retarded.
If you're walking into a Seattle-based bar or anything Seahawks bar, wearing a 49ers jersey, this is not you poor thing. This is a statement.
You could bust in there with a Broncos shirt and get your ass beat even harder.
Harder than the Broncos got beat. Hi-yo.
Oh. Damn.
But no, seriously, I appreciate that the city of Denver got Super Bowl 50. Good job, guys.
Oh
Congrats.
my god.
Yo,
Got
I'm
the
just
gold
happy. I'm just happy that this last one got won by literally anyone that wasn't the Patriots.
Thank you. Oh,
Well,
I didn't want the Eagles to win, but definitely did not want the Patriots to win.
I don't mind the Eagles. Like they aren't my favorite, but they are.
You know what?
I don't hate them.
The
Hey,
only
shut up!
enemy
This
that
ain't
they
a
have-
sports podcast.
I know. Last statement I want to say. The only enemy
The
that they have to
pigskin
worry.
joint.
Did anybody ever buy any of those Lego soccer kits? I had the bus.
Oh, I wanted to. I
I
wanted
had
to.
Lego NBA, and they had like springs in their legs.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god, I
little
remember
You all know what
those.
time it is.
God.
I remember
was
they
really
sold some of
happy.
those at like McDonald's toys.
They're remaking
Yeah.
Shaq Fu on that subject with Shaq.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
god! I can't believe they're doing that though.
It's in
Oh.
HD. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
It didn't need to be an NED.
Will you get Soda Shack if you pre-order Shaq Fu?
You get it with the that and a Shaq bar.
I was about to say, you also get his debut album.
Oh my god!
You get his audition to Space Jam just for good measure.
Right.
Good God,
Oh
Space.
my god! I was really happy when they referenced the freaking NBA line in the Lego movie.
Technically, they also reference Bionicle, but only so briefly. It's
Yeah, for like
sad, actually.
2 seconds at most. The NBA guy got like a full line in the movie. I forgot who it was, but yeah.
It was Shaq.
It was actually
okay.
Shaq. Yeah, they actually
It was
got it.
fucking
Once it-
Shaq.
Well,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
Shaq does anything nowadays. He does fucking insurance commercials for like the General.
All he does is nurture his skin now. That's like the only thing he does now.
Oh my
Well, Michael
god!
Jordan, no, he fell on some hard times, definitely. When the only
Mhm.
thing he can get is for what was it, either Fruit of the Loom or the other one? I don't remember which one it is.
Think for the loom.
I think so too.
Well,
Speaking of the NBA line, I definitely need to go look to see if they still have on Bricklink the Sonics figure. I want that.
probably.
It was Gary Payton. That's who it was.
But
On the
before-
subject of sports, can we all just talk about the real G2, which was the hockey sets?
Oh my god. Yeah, those were great, man. The fucking weird little masks.
I love them.
Yeah,
They're-
but before we get into questions, I just wanted to talk about one last thing. So, I think you made a post once that you were working with some company to make a toy line called BioBuilt, and then you got a cease and
Yes.
desist.
So
You wanna-
that's what I was talking about in the very beginning.
Mhm.
So what had happened was the community and everyone, the designs and stuff like that, was like, you should submit this to Lego. You should get their blessing. You should submit this to Lego. You should get their blessing. So I was
Mhm.
like, okay, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. And so at the same time of me submitting to this company to get these dies made, I had submitted a bunch of emails to Lego detailing what my plans were, what I was doing,
Oh no.
and they
That was your
promptly
first mistake. Yeah.
promptly did not like that. And I've never gotten a cease and desist in my life, and I've also never gotten one within the next day.
Well, I mean, you literally wrote to Lego like, "Hey, man, can you give me that cease and desist?"
Hey, look, I'm looking to fuck my life up. You want to help me out?
It's like, "Yo, fam, send me to jail."
This is my email address. This is where you can send all of your cease and desists.
Please do. Oh, please, Daddy Lego, send
I
me
will
more
even tell you everything I plan to do for the next 3 years.
Okay, well, the email went like this. Like, hey, I've noticed there's like what's that one? There's one that makes a bunch of Lego guns, like realistic guns.
Oh, brick arms.
Brick arms, and then there's the one that's selling bricks as tanks for their game. And I was like,
yeah, Brick Forge.
I included them.
Yeah, the point is there are third-party properties that manufacture their own
Lego bricks
Lego
and stuff like that.
parts. Yeah,
And that's what I had said. I was like, look, these guys are able to get your blessing for it. And because they even list on their site, we have Lego's official blessing. I was like, so,
Did
Bionicle,
Brick Arms ever say that? No, I don't think they ever do say that. Hang on, I'll look that up while you're doing that.
the one that makes the tanks says they do, that they have Lego's official thing to sell bricks and stuff like that in their product.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah,
Weird.
so,
They
they
say,
have your
like-
official...
They say like compatible with all major brands or something like that.
Yeah, and I was like, they have your blessing to make these, and some of them even have, Lego seal of approval. These are compatible with, and I even mentioned Masspost, and like, it's a large group. There's all these people who would be very interested in Lego. I would like to manufacture these parts. I've already made a plastic die for them. And I got a cease and desist. Please destroy the model. Or it was like, please delete the model.
Destroy them.
Yeah, it was basically, please delete the models, destroy the dies, and whatever you're doing, please destroy any production lines you have. And I was like, no.
Right?
Set a large firebomb and make sure that it goes off just the right
3D
point
print
so that
your
everything is
sledgehammer right now.
vaporized.
I need you to
print a
line up.
sledgehammer, slam down onto the thing, and then destroy the sledgehammer with another sledgehammer.
Please
And then what happens if
see
you
everyone else involved.
And then what happens if you don't do is they send in the bow rock, right?
Gotta purge this entire company.
So
Oh
I went
my
over to Brick Arms footnote where it does say Lego is a trademark of the Lego group of companies which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this site.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the other one? Okay, so that's Will's website. That's, by the way, Brick Arms is out of Redmond, Washington. That should surprise absolutely nobody.
I tried to email the one time where I was like, hey, I want to make some stuff. Do you want to make some stuff with me? And I got an email that was so generic that was basically like, oh, yeah, we value and appreciate fan emails. We'll look at it when we can.
We'll get
It's
around
an
to you
elevated
eventually.
response, yeah.
Yeah, Will's kind of gone on. He's not on hard times, but he kind of stepped away from the actual, like, selling of stuff now.
I was going to say, that was 2 years ago. I am still waiting for a reply.
Yeah,
Oh.
Will's also a really tough nut to crack. I only talked to him because I actually went to conventions where he's actually there shilling. So.
Now, if anybody gets an ear with somebody who's like, yeah, I make manufacturing, I will gladly shove so many models down their throat they will explode.
Oh, hell.
Kinky.
Let's see.
As you know, I'm gay.
Brick Forge is okay. That's Brick Forge. They're the ones doing the accessories. Okay, that's not what I want.
There's another one that makes D&D specific parts too. There's a whole bunch of them. I guess my stupid decision was that, or my stupid point was that, oh yeah, hey, you guys are okay with them, be okay with me, all right? Okay, thanks, bye. And they were not. And so the company I was going through, which is like a local inventors thing here, they you can submit designs to them, they'll get them machined, and they'll help you with your first production wave and then direct you to people who will do for mass prototyping or mass manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
They got cold feet because they're like, well, you got a CNC from Lego? I was like, kinda, a little bit. Like, yeah,
Like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, kinda.
I mean, the Lego lawyers came to my house. They had dinner. They were really nice, but yeah, kind of got a cease and desist.
They pulled
Yeah.
their Lego.
My roast was ruined, and I had to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking.
I had the Aurora Borealis in my kitchen that time. That was really nice.
Right.
At this time of year, at this time of day, at this part of the country, localized entirely within my kitchen. It was a crazy thing to
Yes.
see.
I just love it. Yes. May I see it? No.
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 No, it was-
No.
And so they were like, "Oh no, we can't do this. We're gonna have to continue. We're gonna have to cut our contract, and we're going to fine you the rest for the dies you made." It's like, all right, whatever. I'll eat that. How much is it? And they're like, well, it was about 4,000 total for the dies.
Oh
we
my
made."
fucking
Oh
god.
my
I was like,
god.
"Oh fuck!" So I immediately lost all enthusiasm to make bionicle parts. It's kind of why I've been somewhat silent and keeping to myself. Is
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I'm paranoid that there's just that one Lego executive hiding in mass posting, waiting for me. He's like, "Gabe, I thought I told you to knock your shit off."
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah,
And then
that's
it's
the
LJ.
worst part.
That's why he was there the whole time.
I'm waiting for it. I really am, for them to pop up and be like, why are you talking to everybody? I thought we're keeping this quiet, huh?
Oh my
Guess we're gonna have to take you to Denmark.
On the one hand, I'm kind of happy that Lego knows that mask posting exists. I'm fucking paranoid now because of the way they were alerted of it.
So hey, I want to bootleg your stuff. Don't mind me. There's this whole place that's like in that market. Don't look at it, please don't.
You know,
This is the
the
second
funniest thing-
time. This is the
the
second
funniest-
time this week something like this happens, because then fucking Jobby the Hung got a bionicle from fucking William Bruning, and
Oh god.
he fucking shouted us out in the worst way possible, saying that he will never join mask posting and that the bionicle fandom is complete ass cancer.
Yeah, I
Exact
saw
words.
that.
yeah.
God damn it,
Yeah.
William.
How do you introduce the bionicle fandom to normies? You put Vegemite on your fucking toy. God, fuck you,
Yeah.
William.
Yeah, he was like, "Stop telling me to Vegemite my bionicles. I have no idea what that means." Oh my god.
Isn't he also the guy that fucking made his own mask posting with fucking hookers and blackjack? And then there was the whole
No.
thing.
Oh yeah. William
Sorta?
Bruning. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about Jobby the Hung, and I was like, "What the fuck?" No.
Oh, no. I almost
But
thought
yeah.
about making my own mask posting. Dude, I never told you guys the story of what fucking happened to the G3 think tank I tried to create.
We have a question about that, so save it for then.
Okay.
Maybe we should get into the questions now, since we've already been
Yeah,
at this for a week.
I've been watching someone is typing a comment and like having a bead of sweat looking at all of these questions.
Yeah. So, remember, you can send in your questions to thelimejoint@gmail.com. You can tweet them at us at thelimejoint, or you can comment them on the Facebook posts I make every single week. So, first question from Claudio. Claudio asks, would the Avtoran and Agorian stars be better if they had articulated legs and arms? That wouldn't make Solic's color scheme any better, to be honest.
I do. I think I tried at one point to make an Oomatu Lin. It was the really simple one that's somewhat got like the light blade on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about wanting to do an entire OV set and stuff like that, and then make Tahu stars, and then try to be Brian and meme my way to victory.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The only thing I don't like was I was not a fan of the ones where it's like really thick at the top and then very thin towards the bottom. Really bad.
Yeah, the one that looks kind of like a Vaki leg.
Yeah, it looked.
Mhm.
Every time I see it, I keep thinking of like weird, ugly jeans for some reason.
Yeah,
Weirdest thought.
it's weirdly proportioned.
But it bothers me. I like the simple Avmatoran leg where it's literally just the 90-degree angle, the really thin one.
Hmm.
I've really enjoyed using that one, but I might try to make more Avmatoran limbs in the future. I've been staring at it, but I don't have any part, because that would mean I have to order the parts, get my measurements, and then do it. And that's the real thing that really stops me is I've been using Bricklink here and there, and the minimum payment is what kills me every single time because like I just want these 3 parts and like minimum payment's $20 for those. Like god damn it! So I'm like ordering all these parts I don't want.
Yeah. Well, if you need any motivation, Isaac says, Gabriel, I love your work, and I hope you never give up working on the models and projects you've got in the lineup right now. Keep at it.
Yeah, they'll get done someday. I am working on them, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, let's do something, and I poke at it, and like, and let's do something a little later. I just kind of live like that.
Yo,
Well,
what the fuck is Cassie here on?
I don't know. I asked her, "Are you okay?"
She saw the last name Martinez and was like, "My brother, I found you."
Yeah, but for the audience, Cassie asked like 10, 15 questions.
More than
We're
that.
not gonna
Holy
answer them
crap.
all, obviously. I probably should have screened those before we started recording, but that's the magic of editing.
They're questions like, "Do you like this meme I've made?"
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
But speaking of procrastinating, Alan asks, "What's your favorite alcohol, and is it strong enough to clean my toilet?"
Probably. I've been drinking absinthe lately.
Good job.
Damn.
Back
GG
to that
liver.
I was about to
Not
say,
even
back to the
Everclear?
whole, are you sure you're not alive right now?
Yeah, right. No, you
I'm
gotta have
adult,
that.
I can do adult things.
Gotta have rubbing alcohol.
I just drink rubbing alcohol. It's the only thing that gets me these days. I'm impervious to all alcohol.
I thought, I guess maybe absinthe. Yeah, can't say that word right now.
The green one.
Yeah. I could have sworn it was actually banned in the United States to be sold, unless they made a more milder version.
They have a more milder version.
That
Yeah,
explains it.
Oh god.
the actual absinthe, that's the one that's in Germany, and I think one other place is banned. But they do have this dinky one that's with green dye.
Oh bullshit. The other week I tried those like Smirnoff Ice things, like the lemon flavor. It's barely alcohol.
It's a cooler. The job is to like get you feeling like, oh yeah, I think I can touch alcohol.
I mean, I don't understand why like absinthe would be banned and like its highest
you
alcohol
die.
by volume is still like the same as Everclear.
Because people,
It's like the
do
low end of
stupid
Everclear.
Isn't
because
Everclear that 90s band?
yes.
I forgot what their
Yeah,
one
man,
song was.
we go drinking some Pearl Jam and
I mean, Everclear
Twisted
wasn't
Sister is
that
my
one episode of Net's Declassified Survival Guide or School Survival Guide.
oh my god, how the fuck do you remember that?
That was a bad show.
That was a
That was a
great
great
show.
You shut your whore mouth.
I didn't like it. I
I
was busy
remember-
watching Danny Phantom like an intellectual.
I never watched any Phantom.
Wow, Hector, you are. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is
It's
ruined.
No, but
Oh, did I get
Anyway,
dropped? Oh, okay.
No.
I got worried there. I was like, it just went dead silent.
No, it happens once in a while because there's really nothing to say, and we just move on.
Next question.
That and we have to get through all the bullshit questions.
yeah. Next question.
What is Hector's social security number? What the hell? It's 3.
Hector doesn't have a social security number. He's not American.
Not American.
What kind of question is that?
Just
What is social security in Honduras?
Also,
Oh.
we're not going to read the Rick and Morty copy pasta again. We did that once.
Oh.
What bionicle do you think you could beat in a fight?
I think honestly I could probably take what's his name? Wenua. The Taraga Wenua. I could probably punt him.
I could beat the shit out of an old man.
Oh, what's he gonna do? Flash his flashlight on me? That's the worst he's got.
A drill.
Yeah, and he's like 4 foot nothing. I am a 6 foot tall prime human being.
He's a robot.
I can get a stick.
Oh my god.
If I've learned anything, a stick will defeat anything else. Put it in his gear function and he's toast.
In his gear he doesn't have a gear function.
They have the little thing on their back. That's
They've
considered.
got the
my
rubber
opinion.
band.
Snap his rubber band. The rubber band is canon.
Oh my god. Rubber band is canon, but love isn't.
Oh, did I? Oh no!
Oh god, what happened?
We scared off Hector.
Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah, Hector is gone, isn't he?
Well, I guess it's up to us to carry the podcast.
I got scared. I keep getting scared that Discord's gonna drop me because I'm on my Wi-Fi on my tablet in my room.
Hey, that's where I am.
I keep
It's
all my
alright.
internet in the basement.
Well, okay, that would do. Oh, Hector is officially back.
There he is.
Welcome back, Hector.
Hello.
You scared me. I was afraid that Daddy was gonna ban me.
No, I live in
just
a
got
third
hacked.
world country, and yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
So do I.
we kind of went in over that. It's like, what is Hector's social security number? 3.
Oh no!
It's 3.
Did you go on with the questions without me? Damn.
No. We stopped.
We only asked the mean questions.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Crap.
Yeah.
but one that's like actually real. I know you had the articulated Mata torsos, but what if you swapped out the ball and socket for Galador connections?
Isn't that literally just the fucking pin?
Yes.
Well,
I think so.
You can
mean-
stick that on a Mata torso and be good.
no, it's different because of the Galador. It's they're ratchet joints, which I think would
Well,
be
no,
a
they
really
are
bad.
ratchet. They're
Yeah.
kind of ratchet joints, but like they don't click like ratchet joints are supposed to.
Are
Yeah,
they?
they kind of work differently. Yeah.
They're
thought-
friction ratchet joints.
I thought they
would-
were the same joints as Knight's Kingdom.
No, absolutely
no,
not.
no. Those
Like
are
the
different.
Exotoa's knees or something.
Hmm.
I think
Actually,
Knight's Kingdom
more
are more
ac-
like they're more like ratchet
Blocks.
joints that like have fixed angles, but the
Yeah.
Galador
Right.
ones it relies on friction with the rubber.
The best way to describe
Mhm.
those are almost like the digital hinges you get on System Brick, where they have a
Mhm.
little pin and you can then click it at a certain degree.
Yeah.
I'll have to-
Whereas Galador, if I recall, had a little bit of friction, but it was otherwise you could just rotate it 360. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also do that. Like
I'll
honestly,
have
those
to
are some really
buy-
solid joints.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to
And-
buy some Galador parts just to get the measurements and see if I can make a Galador torso for Mata.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
But
Yeah.
no, a different way instead of doing a pin, like a pin in or an axle or whatever, you could literally just do a small pin and a small hole into it. That's fine, as long as you make it the
Mm.
same diameter as, like, say, a minifigure's accessory.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
Lego compatible.
that's all I'll need is like just the measurement. And I can do whatever with it. Charlie asked me to like do these ones where it was the Mata torso, but he wanted sockets on
Mhm.
them with like holes for the
Hmm.
gear function.
Ah, yeah.
I could probably locate the actual measurement.
Oh, I have the measurements, but you're talking about for the Galador.
Right.
Yeah, that would be one I would need. But for the one for
I
Charlie,
think that's just a standard pin. In fact, hang on, I'll just look it up on Bricklink.
that's what I thought it was
Mhm.
too. A pin, but like it has the little ball behind it, and then the ratchet inside the ball, or not inside, like ringed around it.
Yeah, Galador was such a. I argue, and this is an interesting.
They really
factoid.
do got to bring that joint back.
Yeah.
But here's my argument. Galador is the most ambitious project Lego created. I'm not
Didn't they
saying
even have, like a
they're bad.
live
Oh, that's
action?
not true.
No, they
I'm
had
not
a
saying
live
they're bad.
action aspect to it and everything.
Yeah. And KhingK Powerizer was pretty ambitious.
I hate CAC.
God damn, it was ahead of its time. We weren't ready.
Yeah.
Back in the before
This is probably
time.
the worst example I could give, but
It's the best example you can get. What are you talking about?
Yep, it's
So
a
what you're
standard.
saying is the 2016 elections were actually just Galador the whole time.
Oh, shut up. No politics on the podcast.
His face, he literally looks like he has seen hell and he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Kill me.
This is the last glitch I'll ever do.
Why? Why do I exist?
Why do I glitch? Why do we glitch?
Why do we glitch? The fucking dumbest philosophical question of all time.
Why do we glitch?
Oh my god. Well, speaking of philosophy, Cassie asks, "Am I invited to you and Icy's wedding?" No,
That's
there
not
isn't gonna be a wedding.
philosophy. The fuck does that have to do
Mary-
with philosophy, Hector?
You
That
know,
has nothing to do with philosophy. Confirmed.
it has to do with life, choices. It's philosophy.
You know what? I'm going through real fast. Galador has some really interesting ideas for torsos. Like I gotta show you this one.
Yeah, to be honest, go look at Nick Voss's Twitter. He posts a lot of Galador mocks. They're actually like really surprisingly good.
Well, take a
Lego
look at how
Mind-
many.
Reminder
take a look
that
at
Lego
how many-
Mindstorms ripped off KhingK Powerizer.
I'm really surprised people don't have a hard-on for Galador parts. Look at all them pistons.
Dude, a couple
is-
people do. Shout out to Mr. Julius.
That is the other thing I always hear. Where are the pistons? Where are the
Ugh.
pistons? Pistons.
yeah. I wanted to talk about this earlier, but yeah, that other guy we were talking about earlier did his own like articulated Toamata,
Yeah.
and it's just pistons galore.
and it doesn't work because they're too small.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a hateful ass real quick, and that made me really mad because right when I announced it and everyone was like, "Where's the pistons?" He posted it and he's like, "Well, mine's a little bit better than Gabriel's because I have the pistons." And
Wow, what a slut.
All they do is limit postability.
And the pistons themselves are too small. They're smaller than 0.5 diameter. They snap. The little ball
Yeah.
joints snap. Every single time I bought 2 of them. Because I was like, you got to study your competition to make sure that you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, let's just and they fucking snapped. I felt really shitty. I was like the first to get a super hard on to be like, yeah, they're really garbage. They snap. Mine are superior. Please buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like that's the thing. Your Mata limbs just work on ball joints. Same with your torso, which it opens up more possibilities, and B, it just works better.
Yeah,
But by the
because
way,
that's what I wanted
I-
was versatility.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
see you
I
posted.
I posted a photo.
Yeah, the KhingK Powerizer. Oh
KhingK
my
Powerizer.
god. But
KhingK Powerizer.
That is the pinnacle of Lego right there. We are looking at the future.
Man,
No, we are looking at
love
the past. We've already peaked.
This is
That's
the future.
what 5, 6, 7 parts.
Look.
Damn, that is next level. That is 7 parts and
So-
also like the size of Toa Matanui.
That is Matanui. What are you talking about?
We are
Lego
looking at the
Boost
face of
ain't
Matanui.
shit. Lego Boost ain't shit compared to KhingK Powerizer.
So, okay, but real talk, I'm grateful that we managed to get back to a place where less parts are not utilized in anything
Yeah.
Lego. Like Jack Stone. Fuck Jack Stone.
Oh my god.
I'm throwing that down. Fuck Jack Stone.
What do you mean?
I don't know,
best
that
Lego
seems like
line?
something I don't want to do.
Well, I mean, like,
I mean, I'll
just-
do it. Whatever. If nobody else is gonna do it.
Oh my Christ.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I don't like Jack Stone. That whole system.
Really? I had no idea.
Hey, dude, just like Jack Stone, I'm curious. Asking for a friend.
I love Jack Stone. I love how it has like fucking paper.
Can't.
Oh god. Well, next question. Cassie again asks, "What Bionicle do you think you could beat in a fight?" Solek.
I already said mine.
Oh, what's yours?
I'd defeat Wenowa with a stick. And the worst he can do to me is just flash a flashlight in my eyes.
He can literally fucking drill right through you.
I said
No.
that.
I'll just defeat his rubber band. That's it. You just got to go straight for the cannon rubber band function, and he's doomed.
Man, I don't know why we're talking about all these, drilling people with bionicles. It just sounds. This is a kids show.
No, it
Look.
isn't.
Look,
You
if
swore
people
like
can-
10 times in the past 30 seconds.
If people
What
can
the fuck are you
talk
talking about?
if people can talk about how much they're in love with what's her fuck,
What's her fuck?
the one everybody posts porn of because she's got fucking
Rudaka.
Roxy tits.
God damn it!
Rudaka, I've said it like 3 times. It's Rudaka.
Yeah, Rudaka. If everybody
But
can
how
talk
would
about-
you know that, Hector?
Oh, fuck off.
Well, because
Because
Hector
he
wants
looks
to
at-
bink back the bionicle.
Ugh,
He wants to bink bonk with the bonks.
no.
No,
Anyway.
let's be real. Let's be real. Hector is dedicated to his girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's cute. I'm proud of you.
thanks. I knew a guy. He used to be really active. Shout out to Kyle Gangi. He unironically wanted to be stepped on by Rudaka. I'm putting you on
Oh my
blast,
god, I
man.
remember that dude.
I'm
I
putting you on
had-
blast.
I had found this one Tumblr where this guy just posts bionicle feet. Like that's his thing.
Yeah.
It's not even drawn on. It's mocks.
What? He just posed dismembered bionicle feet.
No.
He has like these dragon mocks, or like he finds a bunch of them, and like with their feet on the perspective of the camera.
Oh, all right, that's so much better.
And it's porn, of course. Also, why do we glitch?
Why do we glitch?
Why
Oh
do
my
we
God.
glitch?
Oh well.
Do you think that God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
I want to
God.
post that.
So, real talk. Can I also point out how realistic that face looks compared to Luke?
Yeah, right. Like those Galador heads are so much better than the CCB
CBS
Star Wars.
And
He
they
has
actually
face
have
looks
rubber
pissed off.
hair.
Wait, they
Yeah.
had rubber hair?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rubber.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Now I can
Yeah,
brush
those
it.
heads are so much better.
Because they're Barbie heads. Look at it. That's a fucking Ken doll.
Oh
Tell
man,
me that's
with
not
a-
a Ken doll.
With a
I'm
Technic
sorry.
attachment.
I'm sorry. Can GLINCH?
Well, clearly Nick
He
can't.
can. He can if you want him to. He'll glitch with the Barbie arm if you really want it.
do you know that the best-selling Barbie doll of all time is a gay Ken doll?
Nice.
And
bet
back
you it
in the 90s, they were like, hey, we need to get our Ken sales up. So what they did was like they sent a bunch of marketers to like a rave to be like to see
Oh my
what's
Because
God.
that's
cool
where you
and
want to
trendy.
like go for Barbies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what was cool and trendy at the time. Little did they know, only gay men showed up to raves.
Clap. Fucking
Oh
clap.
my god.
And so they made this Ken doll who had like the earring and the gay ear. He had this like gay vest. He had a fucking necklace with a cock ring in it. I am not joking. This
Oh
is a
my God.
thing. Because
How do
apparently-
you...
I mean, apparently Barbie was like based on a German sex doll.
Yeah, but how do you like approach somebody? Excuse me, sir. I understand you're really high on ecstasy right now. Going nuts. What would make you buy a Ken doll right now? Oh, well, if he could suck my dick, I'd buy that Ken doll.
No.
He writes. He
I
writes it
mean,
down.
you joke, but like that's yeah.
No. What happened was they just copied what people were wearing. Like they saw
Good
people
God.
wearing a cock ring on their necklaces. They put that in a Ken doll.
Oh, it
that-
must be ornamental.
Yeah. That thing
Oh, I
It's a
was
family
Not like
heirloom.
Ken's gonna wear it on his dick. He doesn't have one.
Oh,
That thing was only on shelves for like 6 weeks. They took
fucking
it off
clap.
They took it off the second they realized what happened, and it is still the best-selling Barbie doll
Yep.
of all time.
That's what confuses me is like, how does something make it to production that far? Because it takes months to get something like whipped up, ready, designed, and then sold, sent to China for them to mass produce it. It takes a while for that to happen. And at no point was an executive like, this is a bad idea. The whole time he's like, nope, yup. Wait, no, wait.
Oh shit! Go back! Go back!
Undo. Control.
I'm telling you, it's just these body expectations that these Barbie dolls are creating for our children.
Fat
Yeah.
Barbie win.
Oh my
Fat
god.
Ken win.
Fat Ken win. Fat gay
Fat
Ken
Ken
win.
with a cock ring.
Fat gay cock ring. Yes.
Speaking of gay toys, Cassie asks, do imitations of your favorite Transformers.
Oh my god.
Beep boop boop beep. That's Transformers Prime Bumblebee.
I could probably do old Starscream. but
Do it. I want to hear it.
It's been a long time.
I was gonna try, but let's hear you do it.
Because like Starscream's voice was, his voice was always like this.
All right, Toad.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about old G1 Starscream, where he had like that really obnoxious fucking voice, where Megatron was like,
Oh yeah.
Starscream, you're always a piece of shit. And Starscream's like, no, Megatron, I know what I'm
always
doing.
a piece of shit.
He's got like a Boston accent. Starscream, you shit, you'll always be shit, alright?
When are you gonna give me grandkids, Starscream? You and you must sugar Decepticons better get those Autobots. Blow up that power plant.
I've been around for 200 years. Get on it.
And Starscream's just like, look, no, wait, I'm just waiting for the right man. Brian's a good man.
Oh man, I've only watched
Toad, tell Mario your princess is in another castle.
I've only watched Prime and Armada, so those are the only voices I know. But
I watched old ass G1 back when it was like, hey kids, check out this new hero. He transforms into a fucking bus. All right, buy it.
Oh my god! But
I mean, you're
what's
right.
the Megatron voice?
His
Starscream.
voice was like this.
No, in Armada, his voice is.
Oh, I don't.
It's like smooth.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's a Beast Wars voice. It's like
he's got like
yes.
my Decepticons to raid their mini-cons.
Oh yeah, it's something like that. Starscream, go find that Minicon. Something like that.
Starscream, I want you to cons.
No, no.
All right,
Moving on.
You know what? I got the impression for my favorite Transformer.
Uh-oh. What?
That's Unicron.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Unicorn's
Oh.
special power is to suck.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The Galactic suck.
The Galactics. He sucks so bad he ends entire fucking generations of Transformers.
Oh my god.
Well,
How
next
does
question.
he eat the universe? He's stuck.
Rip Armada.
Yeah. Fucking Armada.
I actually loved the mini-con thing. I had the Sky Boom Shield, the Star Saber, the fucking Requiem Blaster, and yes, I know their names. I was a fucking huge fan of that shit.
Yo, I had like the legit Star Saber, and I had the mini cons that made it.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about like the giant toy Star Saber, like for
I mean,
kids.
giant. It was like like, it was giant for a kid.
Yeah.
Now
I
it's like a
didn't
fucking
even know.
pocket knife.
Come here, kid.
I'm still amazed that you can make a fucking sword out of 3 little planes and a shield as well.
I mean, you can do it in real life too, but it's a little difficult.
Oh my god.
You just ram enough cars together. Yeah, that's a fucking shield. Nobody's getting through that.
Oh my
Was
god.
that ISIS's plan the whole time?
They just ram cars. It's impenetrable.
9/11 was actually a plan to make the Star Saber.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It
Next
was
question.
Megatron all
Got off the
along.
rails.
Next question. Cassie asks, if Alan were to challenge you to a duel, what bionicle weapons would you fight him with?
I have a feeling a couple of cars smashed together to make a shield.
God damn it.
That was the worst question to segue into. I hate myself. Oh my
I don't know. If my favorite sword is my favorite weapon is Liwa's axe, just because it's green.
It's an axe. It's literally just an axe.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you need.
You know what?
Fucking
I
shank
gotta
him.
I gotta go with what I really want is Nupara's claws. I don't care about anything else. Just give me Nupara's claws.
Oh, his
Claw his
edgy ass
eyes out.
fucking Wolverine gauntlets.
Right. Exactly.
He is the edgiest edgelord to ever have edged. It's
Hey,
insane.
he has a mohawk. Leave him
Yeah,
alone.
it's edgy as fuck.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
they literally just Googled cool kid and was like,
No, that's like 2004 edgy, alright?
he just Googled cool
Actually,
kid.
that would be about accurate because they designed it in 2004.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What even?
They
what
watched
bionicle
Esso.
weapons are there? Fucking Lewa Fantoka's sword is gigantic. I would probably use that.
Oh yeah, I want Lewa Fantoka's sword. It's a
Can we just talk
huge
about
sword.
how energized
fuck off,
protodermis is literally everything and anything? Like it is the most MacGuffin material ever invented.
Protodermis?
Oh,
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah.
No. Energized protodermis.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll literally
My-
be anything.
It's sentient. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
It's sentient?
Well, no,
Yes.
you know what? The fact that it is sentient makes it less MacGuffin-y.
Because if it wants to
No,
be your
it makes
cod piece, it's gonna be your cod piece.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
because Alfred Hitchcock's definition of the MacGuffin is that it's the thing on screen that the people on screen care immensely about, but that the audience cares nothing about.
Yeah, because when you were a
Which
kid, you
means
didn't.
if it's sentient, then that means it's technically a character.
Oh god.
It's a.
It's not a bug; it's a feature.
We need to change the Biosector 1 article about it, where it's not a material, it is a character. We need to write its bio, not what
Ugh.
Biography and history.
Well,
current location, deceased.
Energized protodermis is really just a pretty girl that all the boys are fighting over.
well, speaking of characters in history, Charlie Rose asks, G3 when?
Soon, Charlie. Soon.
So, do you
Soon
want to
TM.
tell the story of the whole G3 think tank?
Oh my god. So when I first made the Mata conversion kit, I got super hyped for making parts because everyone else started like, oh yeah, I want to make 3D printed stuff too. Check out my models. Check out my models. It's like, all right, so I basically wanted to do what you did with Red Star Gaming. I wanted to gather
Mhm.
everyone together and make a big community project that we could all go by. I wanted to make G3, you know, our own thing, not some, I guess, by the community for the community. And I and everyone else would produce the models, we'd sell them, we'd get the kits. It'd be a happy time by all. And I thoroughly regret where I got all of my sources from because it was all from the group and everyone. Okay, so I originally wrote down the lines. I was like, all right, look, because this is going to be a G3, let's do our own thing. Let's not
Mhm.
continue from the first Bionicle, because if we're going to sell this and if it ever becomes a thing, we can't rely on Lego IP. Let's do our own thing. We can use ideas. The whole elemental story, heroes and whatever is tried and true will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then one dude just would not stop going on about Turaga Takanuva. He was so adamant that we needed Turaga Takanuva to continue the story. And I'm like, no, we're not going to continue the story. And then everyone else was like, yeah, let's continue the story. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right. Where are we going with this? Who's the bad guy? Like, all right, well, Makuta survived. I'm like, no.
Oh my god.
And it got worse, where all of a sudden, like, they were coming up with
Well, Zactan survived.
Oh my
Zach
God.
Tan survived. Why couldn't Makuta?
It got so bad, and it got to the point where I have a design doc on my laptop where it was all of the saved ideas and conversations, and one of them was for Krana, and one of them was that when it gets onto you, it takes over your mind, but makes you experience your deepest, darkest fears forever, and you attack your fellow Toa, and it saps your light. I was like, this is the edgiest, stupidest thing I have ever read. I want to market this. I want to have fun. I don't want to, like... And everybody all of a sudden started going for, like, grim, dark stories, and the whole thing I could not wrangle. And on top of the community falling apart in it, I got endless waves of Indian people flooding into my group.
What?
It inflated so fast from, like...
Wait, was G3 Kopaka in your group?
Basically, it got really bad. So the group was, like, on top of being flooded with stupid ideas, all of a sudden there's just Indian dudes posting in Hindi and all this crazy shit. I'm like, what is happening to my group? I don't know what to do. All of a sudden I'm getting show Bob, open vagine, and I have no idea how to control this. I think I actually reached out to Hector at one point. I was like, hey man, you're an admin. What would be my best course of action? And all he said was like, hey, just close the group.
Wow, Hector.
I mean, I don't remember this, but I wouldn't put it past me.
And
I would say that.
I orbital nuked it by dropping it in the hands of one of the most incompetent members. And I was like, you're now in charge of the whole thing. And promptly closed the group and jumped out of it. I have no idea if it's still alive or what, because I clicked forbid anybody from adding me again, because I will never go back to that.
I don't blame
what
you
was
there.
it called? G3 Think Tank?
G3 Think Tank, but it was a closed hidden group. I literally nuked it to hide from it.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up.
If it's still there.
Bionicle G3 Think Tank, 321 members. I have 17 friends in that group.
Oh my god, it still exists.
0 posts in the last 30 days.
Thank God.
0 members in the last 30 days. I'm gonna see if I can join. Oh my god. Holy shit, they copied our entering questions. Will you read the pinned post? Yes.
Oh my
Which
god.
character or set was your favorite? Huki and Naika. Will you contribute to the discussion? Yes, I will contribute
Well, that's a
to
different
the G3 discussion. Send to admins.
Oh
All
my.
right, we'll let you know in about 6 episodes if you ever get there.
Yeah.
He's gonna go in there and there's it's like walking into a bad neighborhood. There's like dogs devouring Bionicles in the street.
So, like, they wanted grimdark stories, but, like, did any of them want a Bionicle named Rewire trying to take some Hero Factory people to
Guys,
Bionicle Auschwitz?
Guys,
Basically.
guys, I just got a message from one of the admins of the group. Yo, why did you ask to join that dead project?
Oh,
Did I have to say that?
Yes.
Like, I don't know, we were
wanted
memeing about it, and
You see. Okay, you want me to say that?
I don't know, I don't care.
We were memeing about it.
It's your bit. Commit to the bit.
commit to.
We were memeing about it in the Lime joint. We have Gabriel as a guest, and we were talking about it.
It's a meme.
I wanted to see what was in there. We'll see what happens.
Oh my god, he's gonna let you in, and it's all gonna be fucked.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Someone who shouldn't have access to this channel has access to this channel.
What are you talking about?
The Pickle Couch channel.
Who? Oh my
Rice
god.
boy. Why do I get notifications from this?
Why
channel?
are the Gincells allowed in Pickle Couch?
I will fix that right now.
Because of
Because you didn't
Ace.
want to give Ace.
Yeah.
You lazy slut.
Look, man, fucking role permissions in Discord Mobile are so incompetent that it was easier to just do that.
Discord mobile. in
Sans
general.
React. Sans React only.
Yeah, but Yo, was there a mask posting purge or something? Because I was removed.
Oh,
I'm looking through the G3 group right now.
God.
Bionicle G. You know what? You got to post to the G3 group. You're putting the Goku CCBS, the Dragon Ball
Yeah.
CCBS, because that's a true Bionicle G3.
It really
Literally,
is.
what is this? This image was in there.
All right, I just
have-
removed the Ginsels. I'm just removed them.
What? That's danker than anything that's been posted in mass posting, like ever.
So that's totally the Makuta, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's the dankest thing since Tyler posted the Lego logo.
Oh,
Or actually, it can't be Makuta because it's the non-trademark infringing swag koosh.
it's Maukaka.
It's Makusha.
Makusha.
Okay,
Makush.
let's see. This post from October 24th, 2017. How will we make the figures? Someone responded, I think they will have to be 95% existing Bionicle pieces with custom masks and weapons. So 2 or 3 new pieces per set. This would allow the designers here to get creative with the pieces they have at home, while others in the group sketch masks, weapons, and possibly armor pieces to be made on a site such as Shapeways. The average existing Bionicle piece probably costs 0.1% on Bricklink, so there is no problem there. These sluts are just copying Red Star Games. Holy shit.
How do you copy Red Star Games, which is like basically a copy of what was that other thing from like Bionicle Next Generation or something? I don't fucking remember.
Didn't
Something
we
like
come
that.
first before Red started gaming?
Red Star Games has been a thing for like
Almost
year?
6 months, almost a year. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 months, if memory serves right. They just weren't public yet.
Oh.
Also,
So they
side
have a
note,
gestation period.
Yeah.
I was about to say, side note, B&G was a thing, and that's
Mhm.
all we're gonna say.
Ben and Gary's?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I could use some Ben and Jerry's right now.
Right. It'd actually be
Mhm.
really nice right now.
But
Anyway, I think-
or Baskin Robbins, either
Yep.
one.
That's
We
all the
should wrap this up.
questions for now, isn't it? Yeah.
oh wait, no, we have one more. Gary asks, should we be expecting to ever see more of your Lewa Nuva and company designs?
Yeah, I had a Liwa Nuva I was originally on, but everyone really, really hated the tabard he had in the front.
hmm
Like, really hated it.
And I
It
think
kinda
people also had problems with the shoulders.
Yeah, the shoulders, the chest. Basically, when I was like, "Hey, this is some new ideas," everybody's like, "This is garbage. Please never post here again."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, don't worry. So what I've been working on lately is I've been trying to create a series of masks and that are functioning as armor. So the idea is that the Liwa would have a beast tamer theme, and he'd have 2 silver masks on his shoulders that would be kind of like lion or lizard heads,
Mhm.
and they could still function as masks, but they look more like shoulder or Nuva armor. They're kind of pointed
Mhm.
like his nose and such. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still trying to work that tabard to still look good, but I have no
Mhm.
idea how to do it without getting massive cock jokes.
Oh god, yeah. But oof. Yeah. I think that about wraps it up for this episode. This is a really fun one, to be honest.
Yeah, feel free to invite me on whatever. I'll be as obnoxious as anybody needs.
Yeah, sure. So remember, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and obviously subscribe to us on YouTube, like this video, comment on this video, share it with your friends, do whatever the fuck you want to this video except download it, because that's not good for YouTube, I think. But yeah, good night!
Why do we glinch?